original Water Lane Canal Bridge was arched, and in 1879 this was replaced by a girder structure. After the canal was closed, the bridge was underfilled and buried, a pipe allowing water to continue passing by. A few years back, with the widening of Water Street, another small section adjacent to the bridge was infilled. If only funds could be found to replace the embankment with a new bridge, and after dredging, navigation would be possible from Ladyshaw Dam in Little Lever to Elton at Bury. And what a perfect length of canal that would be to run a trip boat along. I really like this old image. If you look closely, just above coping wall, you can make out some Manchester Bolton Bury Canal box boats in the canal near Ratcliffe Wharf. And just opposite them, if you look really carefully near the mills, you can see an old steam crane on rails. And what that would have done, it would have lifted the coal containers out of the box boats, it would have gone along its rails, it would have turned round so it was over the boiler house, and it would have discharged its coal. Amazing. This is a fascinating old photograph, and it shows a Manchester Bolton Bury Canal box boat at Ratcliffe Wharf. What's really nice is, if you look closely within the hold, you can see the old coal containers. The old box boats were unique to the Manchester Bolton Bury and Bridgewater canals. Well, what we're looking at here is Ratcliffe Wharf looking towards the former Water Lane Canal Bridge in Ratcliffe. It's such a shame, because you're looking canal, it's really overgrown and it's full of weeds, and you've got the odd piece of wood in there. It's a shame, isn't it? It should be alive with boats. And this photograph's a blast from the past, and what it shows is a Manchester Bolton Bury Canal wicking party, but a local MP at the time were helping out, and I believe this photograph appeared in one of local newspapers to draw attention to the canal and its resurrection. A few years back there was talk about lifting Water Lane in Ratcliffe and putting a new canal bridge in, and that's exactly what this shows. It shows what the new Water Lane Canal Bridge could look like, and it's got a towpath And there you can see canal with boat on it. If only it had come true, I'd be in my element.
We're now on the towpath at Ratcliffe, near Ratcliffe Wharf. A long time ago, the Manchester, Bolton and Bury Canal Society used to hold boat rallies on this section of canal between Water Street and Elton. These mooring rings were a modern replacement, certainly weren't original, and a good idea, but when the canal's dark, they can be quite a trip hazard. So me, personally, I want to put them there. Hiya John, this impressive old building is opposite Ratcliffe Wharf, and I believe a long time ago the wharf Ninga, or whatever you want to call him, the wharf worker, lived in this cottage, and it's now occupied by a gentleman who looks after this section, called Russ. A long time ago, a society member, Kevin Charnock, had the idea, but it'd be nice if people with disabilities could get access to the canal towpath. He did a lot of work, he got some sponsorship, and the path's still in place today for everyone to use. It doesn't look much today, but many years ago, the Manchester, Bolton and Bury Canal Society were given free use of an old work boat called the K&A pontoon, and it was so named because originally it was used on the Kennet and Irving Canal, which was down south. The society paid for transportation all the way up to the north. They had a few problems with the boat, so I believe they got a new bottom put on it, and they had some work done on the engine. Unfortunately, about 10 years ago, due to neglect, it sank, and it rests there till this day. Hiya John, I'm on the canal towpath, and today's date it's Saturday the 24th of May 2008, and it's 2:37. Hiya John, we're still at Ratcliffe Wharf, and as you can see, at a higher level than the wharf, there were sort of a lodge, and what it was a cooling pond for the adjacent mill. They would have taken cooling water from there, you know, to cool the engines down in the boil house. Hiya John, Ratcliffe Wharf is behind us. In front of us is some interesting little railway bridges, and beyond that is open countryside, so let's go and explore. And a few changes along the canal, John, since I first discovered this. I was walking along here in 1985, that Nissan Home weren't there, all bridges were still intact. It's funny, isn't it, how time goes on. I don't feel that much older, but I'm sure wrinkles on my face show it. Going all gracefully like the canal, but canal needs using again.
Wouldn't this be original wall in this day?
Yeah, it's a superb old wall that. Again, the railing, Radcliffe High School is not a million mile away, so that's been up there for a bit. But yeah, this stone walling is absolutely original, and I think that's one of the most impressive things about the canal, is the quality of the masonry, and it's just absolutely superb. You know, you look at that walling, sort of like look at the old granite copings, and it's just such a superbly constructed canal. Yeah, what it is, John, it's quite interesting because obviously the canal was here first, but later on in life, with the advent of the railways, you know, they needed to get the railways across the canal to go to Ratcliffe, which is just over there. And there's a number of railways what used to cross the canal. Unfortunately, they all closed now. If you want to get the railway, you've got a 10-minute walk that way. Funny, isn't it? Canal's still here, railway's gone. All we need is a few boats.
That's a railway bridge.
Well, it's all what's left of a railway bridge. And I believe that one used to connect to the Bolton and Bury Railway, and it went straight down through Ratcliffe, and it would have took you to Ringley and Clifton Junction. Long time ago though. Hiya John, and what we've got here is another derelict railway bridge crossing the old canal near Ratcliffe. What's interesting, this bridge was derelict for a long time, then someone decided to spend some money on it and they renovated it, painted it red and made it into a work of art. So I don't know if you can read it, but there's some words there what say water made it wet. At least the bridge got restored, but I wouldn't like to think how much the artist got for doing it.
The world's only powered canal bridge.
Shame it's from the railway, John.
Yeah, the only problem is there's not a socket anywhere to plug it in. Be careful, don't you fall in, because someone will have to rescue you. Oh, don't worry about that, Steve, just get it out. You're not at it. Oh no!
Let's try it again.
You got it there, Steve. I'll come over there.
Probably is now. It'll be something like a fox, or because it got submerged under water, isn't it?
Yeah. It's still alive, but it's only young, isn't it?
It's traumatised, isn't it?
It's only a little, it's a baby one.
He's got more chance. Have you seen where he's been pecked? I feel like a superhero now. Mr. Pigeon saved a man. Hey John, it's beautiful here. That's the amazing thing about this canal. We've come, well, not about a quarter of a mile, if that, from Ratcliffe Wharf with the industry, and then we're into open countryside. It's a canal of many contrasts. Urban, countryside, and some amazing scenery. Take a holiday along the canal. Hiya John, we're now stood on this original canal bridge, and here, which is nice to see, is an original brick parapet with a lovely stone coping. Due to vandalism, not many of these have survived, but at least this little bit has. It's just something, John. It's got a rather nice stone retaining wall leading up to this bridge, and it looks like at some point it's been rebuilt, and it looks like you've got parts of the original canal bridge. So I thought we'd have a look and then carry on exploring. It's a shame, John, isn't it? Because this canal's not really been in use now since Lady Shaw Pit's shut down. But if you look at this now, all this stuff what's in here, John. You've got pallets, you've got wheels, you've got a one-way sign there. Absolutely disgraceful. Beautiful countryside and all that urban rubbish. This is quite amusing, John, because obviously this is still part of the National Cycleway here. And if you look at that sign, cyclists dismount. Because I suppose if you don't get off the bike, you end up banging your old head on top of the bridge, which won't be funny. You can see a bit of like a stone, you know, going up. And to me, that's the original canal bridge. And that wall has been extended at some point to make it a bit higher. Well, that looks like it would have gone to its original, you know, level across. It's nice history in stone, as you can see, John. Our oval bridge plate is gone, and so was our bridge guard. But here, rather worn, is all what's left of one. If you look over here, John, we've not been down here for a while, but certainly that damage to the bridge has been like that for the best part of a decade now, and it ain't been repaired, which is tragic. The original canal bridge needs maintaining and looking after, or else we'll lose it and we won't get it back. And it's another milestone, John. Manchester, 11 mile away. So we've come 11 mile from Oldfield Road in Salford, we've left Ratcliffe behind, and now we're on our way to Bury. And these flies are not much fun. They're going up my nose, they're going down my ears, and I think one went down my throat. As you can see, John, when we started off it was a lovely sunny day, and now we're between Ratcliffe and Bury, and the heavens have opened and it's chucking it down. Hence, if you're going to explore derelict canals, come equipped. Pack lunch, drink and an umbrella. You know it makes sense.
Was that the original bridge plate?
That was the original bridge plate, yeah. And basically there was two cast iron pins that held it in place. As you can see, John, we're underneath this original canal bridge, and if you look, you can see these nice grooves. And these were cut by the countless tow ropes over the years, showing what a vast tonnage this canal carried. We would have had a horse basically pulling a box boat by the way of a long rope, and as the boat swung round this short bend, the rope would have dug into that, and they put these on these bridges to stop it damaging that masonry. It were a clever idea, and it's a bit of our heritage. Hiya John. It doesn't leave much now, but if that boat could tell a story, it could tell us a lot. In July 1966, it was that boat moored in Crompton's works at Bury that the last traffic on the canal took place. And because Crompton's at that point didn't have any road access to the boiler house, what they used to do, they used to bring coal in by Louis, tip it into that boat there, then it was man-handled up bank, and then they had to hand shovel all the coal into the boiler house. When Crompton's decided to fill the canal in the mid-70s, a local society decided that they'd try and rescue it. So what they did, they pulled it down the canal to here, they left it, but unfortunately it sank, and it's rested there ever since. Pity. You can't really see it, but in there is the old coal container, probably still holding coal. Yeah, what it is, John, as we approach Banktop Bridge at Elton, we've got this lovely Manchester Bolton Bury Canal stone slab walling, and these cast iron ties were there to stop these things falling over because there'll be a lot of weight in them. Nice feature, and it sort of brings the stone to life. Well, what we've got here, John, is Banktop Bridge. It's a rather nice bridge. Unfortunately, as you can see, it had sort of like a white parapet which was made of wood, and unfortunately the local vandals, whoever they might be, decided that they're going to push it down and smash it up. Hiya John, as you can see, you've got more of the old parapet off the Banktop Bridge. It's been pushed into the canal, and a bit of wind has blown it along. If it's not careful, you'll end up going over at weir here, just on the right hand side. Hiya John, we're now on the towpath beneath Banktop Bridge at Elton, with Bury that way. And if you look here, this lovely bridge guard, as you can see, vast tonnage come this way, because you've got these grooves, and if you look at that, it's almost thicker than my finger. So this would have been a busy little spot, and that has been put to good use over the years, and it's still there to tell its tale. Amazing. Anyway, what we'll do, we'll continue our journey towards Bury, and we'll see what we're going to find. And all along this canal, John, we've got all this exquisite stonework, and this would have been a gatepost at some point, giving access to the towpath. Expect this would have been a very busy place at one time. You got Farmer's Arms on your left there. A busy little spot indeed. And there, John, I don't know if you can make it out. Yeah, it doesn't look much now, but originally that was the Farmer's Arms canal pub, and all the boatmen who come up here would tie up on towpath, go over a Banktop Bridge and stake the fists in there. Over years it finished being a canal pub, got turned into a bit of a nightclub, and then one night there was a tragic fire in there. And what it meant, the building was then unsafe, so it had to be partly demolished, and now all you've got left of that impressive pub is them four walls. Absolute tragic, crying shame. Hey John, we're near this weir at Elton, and here you can just make out the old sort of handcuff lock, and that was used by British Waterways. Obviously it's well seized up, it's not been used in a long time, and chain snapped, but at some point you probably would have had a paddle here, you know, so you could lift it up and drain water off. Anyway, that's long gone. You might be wondering why this way is here. Many years ago, canal used to continue towards Bury, and there was a weir or overflow just before Daisyfield Viaduct. But in the 70s, in the wisdom, Bury Corporation or Bury Council decided to fill in the canal. So they did away with that weir, and they constructed this one in the mid to late 70s to replace it. So what happens now is, water comes down from reservoir up there, comes into the canal, and then instead of floating on down to Ratcliffe and Little Lever, it then comes out and goes into the river. So one day when we restore locks and mend that breach, we can build this weir up, and the water can follow its true course all the way to Bolton and Salford. As you can see, John, just here, I know it's overgrown with reeds, but there would have been quite a big turning basin here, and just there, and that's where the water from Elton Reservoir and the canal feeder comes into the canal. Busy little point. but as I said, unfortunately it goes straight back out and into the river, which if we take a look down here, John, you can see. So all our lovely canal water is going into the river, then going down to the canal. Pity. As you can see, John, we're not a million miles now from the embankment of Elton Reservoir. If you were to cut a new little canal here, you could lock up at this point and have it sail in reservoir itself. Good idea. And then you could make the feeder navigable and go up to Burs. We've had a lot of hiccups and a bit of bad weather, but it's been a really good day. And we're so close now to our terminus at Bury Bridge. We'll follow the canal round here and then we'll probably call it a day. Go to Chippy, get some food on and chill out for rest at night. Really enjoyed this journey. Can't wait to do it again. Anyway, not quite finished yet. Let's go round this bend and have a look where the canal becomes filled in. It's Saturday 24th of May 2008. And across there, John, is a rather old farm. I think it's been there before a canal. What a nice little spot. Bit of money, it could be lovely that. A bit of a basin here. You know, cream teas, guest house a lot. On towpath here, you might wonder what it is again. You know, you've got this big stone block. Well, if you look carefully, you've got two sort of cast iron bits there. And here, there would have been like a hook. And here, all that would have been a mowing ring. So at this point, them boaters who wanted that drink at Farmer's Arms would have tied up and gone out and had a few beverages and then hobble back to the boats. And if you follow me just a little bit, John, if you look down here, incredibly, it's an odd shape, but you've actually got one still in situ. There's the block. If I could lift this up to there, you can put your rope through there and tie up. Incredible, it's still there. And they're rather funny shape, because usually they're quite big and round. Anyway, it's there to tell its tale. As you can see, John, it's a shame. What would have been lovely open fields side of canal towpath have been used for landfill. Look at eye to that and what a mess. I know when I first started exploring this canal in 1984-1985, there was a milestone around here somewhere. Can't find it now. I've come back in winter and see if I can find where it were. If not, it's gone. Hiya John, we've come this far and we've got to this point, and as you can see it's got rather overgrown now with weeds, and then you look there, you've got a bit of a tree going out the canal, and then you've got a bit of a concrete boon. Beyond there the canal's been filled in, and what a crying shame. This lovely section of canal all the way from Lady Shore to Bury stops like that, and that's true, but once upon a time it went that bit further, and we'll explore that next time. Out of that I'm getting tired and the old belly's rumbling. I could do with a good cup of tea. So we'll call it quits. Until next time, tatty bye, and I've got an umbrella on my nose. Goodbye.